at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He will wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Every day the sun will rise, every day the sun will set. Haribo, what's the value of your life if devotion you don't get? Haribo, Haribo. Take the name into your heart, take it with you when you part. Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all you have to do is take to the sweet chanting of his name. Haribo, Haribo. Yashamati Nandana, Brajapavanagana. Haribo, Haribo. Jehovah Adonai, Yahweh Jesus Christ, Haribo, Haribo. Rajachana Palana, Asura Kurana Shana.
Good morning, good morning. Here we are again.
OGEbeats.com.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada. Jesus, Prabhupada. Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda. Chaitanya, Shri Krishna 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 Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Oh my Lord, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Sri Krishna Turn your microphones on. Let's chant some Calvary. Let's be into the Lord. Let's
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Rama, Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna
Krishna Chaitanya.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna. Oh my Lord Krishna, 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 oh Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Oh my Lord Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama.
Hare Hare, Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare
Rama
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 Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Rama
Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare
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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama Rama Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama
Rama Rama
Rama Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama
Hare
Hare Rama Oh my Lord Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna Hare Hare
Hari 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 Rama 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 Hari
Rama
Hari
Rama
Hari
Hare
Krishna Hari Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Oh
Hare
my
Rama
Lord Krishna Sri Krishna Sri
Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Sri Krishna
Hare
Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Chaitanya
Krishna
Sri
Hare
Krishna Chaitanya
Krishna Chaitanya Chaitanya Krishna
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Oh
Prabhu
Sri Krishna
Nityananda
Chaitanya
Shri
Sri
Advaita Gadadara
Krishna
Shri Ram Adhikura
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Chaitanya Sri
Prabhu
Krishna
Nityananda Shri
Sri
Advaita
Krishna
Gadadara
Chaitanya Sri
Shri
Krishna
Vasadi
Sri
Gaura
Krishna
Bhakti
Chaitanya Sri
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Chaitanya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri
Krishna
Krishna
Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya Sri
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama
Krishna Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Rama
Hare
Rama Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hari Ram, Hari Ram, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Rama Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna, 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 Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram, Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram, Ram,
Ram
Hari Hari.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Rama, Rama, Hari
Hare
Hari,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hari
Krishna
Hari, Hari
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Ram,
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hari
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hari
Krishna
Hari,
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama Rama Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hari Hari,
Rama
Hari
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hari
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hari Ram, Hari
Ram
Hari,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hari Krishna, Hari Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari, Hari Krishna,
Krishna
Hari
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hari
Hare
Hari,
Rama
Hari Ram, Hari Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hari Hari, Krishna, Hari Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare Rama
Rama, Hari Hari,
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Ram, Hari
Rama
Rama, Rama,
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari
Rama Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hari,
Hare Hare Rama
Rama, 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 Hari
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hari
Hare
Hari, Hari
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hari
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Rama, Hari
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hari
Rama
Hari, Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hari Hari,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari,
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Rama Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hari Hari,
Hare
Hari
Rama
Rama,
Hare Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hari Krishna,
Hare Rama
Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Hari Rama, Hari
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hari Hari, Hari Krishna,
Hare
Hari
Rama
Krishna,
Hare Rama
Hare Hare Krishna
Hari
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hari Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hari
Krishna
Hari, Hari Rama,
Rama Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hari Hari, Hari Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hari Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hari
Hare Hare
Hari, Hari
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hari
Rama
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hari Hari,
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama, Rama, Hari Hari,
Rama
Hari
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hari
Krishna
Hari, Hari Rama, Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Ah,
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Jaya
Jaya
Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta
Ah, see. Ah. There's some beautiful verses. This is in Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, Canto 2, Chapter 9, starting with the first verse again. Wow, what a life, man. This is real life. I was looking on TikTok today, and usually do that in the morning. It's kind of interesting, You see the heartbeat of the world, where people are at, and they really need this, man. They really need to feel God, a relationship with the Lord in the heart. Whatever you want to call that, God, or a lot of people turned off by the uh, the name God. It's got a bad rap. People use God. In the world. The people, they everything. See, any opulence people have, it's corrupt. It corrupts you. Even God, the opulence of the Lord. If you're corrupted and you go after the Lord with ulterior motives, it turns into religion. That's why you have to abandon it for the truth eventually. See, often you have to abandon those who are in religion too, because their association holds you back. That's by good fortune, the Lord extricates you from that kind of association. A lot of times they just kick you out, excommunicate. That's the Lord's mercy, actually. Yeah, so be it. Like they did with Advaita. Advaita, he had Haridas, who was an ecstatic devotee, like many of the devotees here. He chanted the holy name in ecstasy, like many of the devotees here. Can you see relationship? You see what the meaning of relationship is? You have the same kind of temperament, the same kind of mood, the same kind of welcoming for that kind of worship. And the religious community called Brahmins wanted to extricate him. See, Brahmin community. The people think they worship the Brahmins. Oh yeah, worship. Look at what's going on in Jagannath. That's how worshipable they are. I tell you, they don't know the real God. They think they know. People think they know, but look at how religious those Brahmins are in Jagannath Puri. You can't go in there unless you're an Indian. Talk about sectarianism. You think the Lord really likes that? Even Haridas couldn't go into that temple. Can you imagine? That shows you how blind people are, how blind Brahmins are. Is it, and anybody, people, this is a trigger for a lot of Vaishnavas. They're not really yet Vaishnavas. This trigger, they say, how dare he say these? Well, how dare I? Man, because the Lord dared to say these things, and the Jesus Christ dared to say these things, and Gaur Haridas does dare to say these things to distinguish the illusions people are worshiping as truth. Truth is the ecstatic platform called pure goodness. That's the only truth in this world. No other truth than that. Brahman, Lord Caitanya taught these things. Jesus taught these things. The Pharisees, don't worship them, man. They're not representing the true God. You think there's something more, there's something deeper. Even Varnashram Dharma, that's not the true God per se. The true God is pure goodness. Pure love of God reveals the true God. Otherwise, you don't have any clear idea. And that's what many of these leaders and gurus and everything, they don't have a real clear idea of God because they're not worshiping in pure goodness. If you were, it would be like you see here. No, can't be. Yeah, that's your leaders out there. Blind as bats. Considering something else to be the truth. That's called idolatry. That's why Jesus came to help people give up idolatry. That's why Lord Caitanya came here, to give up that idolatry of sectarianism. You believe in Lord Jagannath's form, two-dimensional form, but you can't see. You believe in the picture, but your picture of the Lord is wrong. See, Jesus came to give the true picture of the real God. He's full of mercy. He's full of truth. That's why it's the devotee Bhagavat that explains the book Bhagavat as it is. It gives you a clear picture of God. Otherwise, you got a distorted picture. You're worshiping people who give you a distorted picture of God. It's not good enough. Lord Caitanya said, even if you're a perfect Brahmin, this is in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila. Even if you're a perfect Brahmin, with all the Brahminical ornaments, unless you're engaged in pure devotional service, and what does that look like? What you see here. We got the gift of this, gift of Lord Caitanya, man. This ecstatic devotional service. It looks like this. You cannot purify yourself unless you have this. So is it a wonder we're preaching like this so emphatically? Because we know the truth. It has set us free, and we're here to glorify the truth, to stand up for the truth, to witness for the truth. Otherwise, people believe in the darkness as the light. It's the light is gonna save you. No, Brahman ain't gonna save you. They got to be more than. They got to be like a Nityananda type person or a Lord Caitanya type Brahman. See, delivering ecstatic devotion, or Madhavinda Puri type Brahman and sannyasi. They had the ornaments of ecstatic love. So what did the Lord say when he appeared in the dream to Madhavinda Puri and said, because of your ecstatic love, I'm going to appear in the world and deliver. What do you think is going on here? Why do you think you have the appearance of the Lord in you? Because the true truth is here. Because the truth, this is really true. This fool Gaur Haridas, it has this effect, has this great honor. It's a great honor. To be able to propagate the mission of God, right? Isn't that the mission of Lord Caitanya? Isn't that his purpose here? Was to relish ecstatic devotion and to propagate that path. And as far as I can see, we're the only ones doing it. Everybody else is a no-show. Or they're preaching something else other than ecstatic love. So this is the show. On the stage of the world. Yeah, that's why we do this. That's why it's not, you think this is crazy people here chanting in ecstasy? No, this is the show that Lord Caitanya put on, and we revived it again. The show is in revival. See? Otherwise, nobody knows if you don't see it. Pure goodness. The Lord wants to give it. How could we be purely good on our own? Yeah. It's the power of the Lord. Even this one Christian lady, she was like St. Paul, persecuting Christians. She was one of these wokes, the wokes. She even looked like it, but but then she got a terrible disease. See how the Lord uses this stuff. She was against it. Of course, when you're healthy and everything's great, you don't need God. A lot of people are like, most people are like, you don't need God. And then the trouble comes. Yeah, she got all kinds of this Crohn's disease and all kinds of stuff, in pain every day. See, suffering leads to the bliss, ultimately. And then some lady appeared out of nowhere and prayed for her. And the next day she woke up, healed, happy, no pain anymore. And she started to feel, then she still went back to her old ways for a while. And then something happened where she felt filled, this hole that was filled. See, this is God. This is the relationship, everybody. They may call it different names, Jesus Christ, Krishna, the beloved. See, it's all, but it's in here. And it has to wake up, otherwise there'll always be a hole here, always unsatisfied. This is true satisfaction, isn't it, Lalita and River? Isn't this true? Isn't this the greatest thing? This is like what a This is why hearing the Bhagavatam by regular classes in Srimad Bhagavatam and service to the devotee, who is an awakened devotee, obviously. all that's troublesome to the heart. See, all the ignorance, all the false conceptions, all this worship of people who don't have such an awakening and giving you little twists on the concept of God, distorting the picture of the true Lord and the true path. All that is gone. And then it clears to make straight the way of the Lord, right? Didn't John the Baptist say that? Well, this makes it even straighter. By the words of such devotees, all that ignorance is cleared. So what? So you can have that experience that's in everybody. Where you could be a lizard creature, and if you go to and take the shelter of real devotees who have this gift of the awakening, you can also have this, because it's in the lizards, it's in the demon, it's in the demigods, it's in everything. That's why even dogs that take shelter of a Vaishnava, look at that, they get their spiritual body. This is the real truth, the essence, and everybody is running away from it practically. Everybody's bewildered till you meet the person where ecstatic love has awakened in them, and then the Lord says what he said to Madhavinda Puri and does what he did with Madhavinda Puri. Awakens in people who listen to the message and are cleansed, like Jesus said. You're clean by the word I spoke to you, because he was one of those who had the love of God in him, the Holy Spirit, the spirit of devotion, the Lord, living with the Lord. That's your other half. That's your marriage part. You become a goddess fortune, the god of fortune, goddess of fortune. You got the great fortune of that awakening. Now you know the truth, and the truth has set you free, and you set others free, and nobody else can do it. No Tony Robbins, because they don't preach this. They don't have this realization. None of these ISKCON gurus or Gaudiya Math or Gaudiya Samiti, unless they have this realization and experience, and I doubt it, because they're in religion and they're associating with all these people. Who knows what they're like? Look at Gaur Govindi. Why he couldn't wait to get out. Oh Lord, take me out of this rat's nest. Yeah, the Lord fulfilled his prayer. Always giving them trouble. They always give people trouble. He was too close like that. This is a much better deal. Huh? I like this kind of preaching. I'm free to speak the truth. I don't have all these people in there, and again, trying to, stop everything you do. He couldn't even go into different countries sometimes. Not because of the government, because his own brothers and brethren. And that's who you're worshiping, you stupid fools. You're worshiping people go against the Spirit. And those who have the Spirit. That's why I don't associate intimately with any of those persons. If I do, I would go to help them. If they want the help, a lot of times they don't. So what can be done? Lord Caitanya, I just tell you what Lord Caitanya tells. This is good for the world. If you're overly proud of your scholarship, and you're puffed up, you won't get this. This will pass you by. He said, I'm not giving ecstatic love to people like that, who are overly proud of their intelligence. And you see, they're not interested, right? So they don't get it. Yeah. This is for those who come to receive. I'm here to preach that we follow in the footsteps of Lord Caitanya, and he just accepted the path of ecstatic love from his ecstatic guru. That's the way it is, and that's the way this flies. Otherwise, you're not flying into the kingdom of God. You can't get in. I don't care how many speculations you have. You have to go through the devotees who have ecstatic devotion manifested. Manifested. That's why how could you stay? Well, all I have is Prabhupada. Yeah, well, he didn't manifest the ecstatic love before you enough. So therefore, when you die, see, here's your chance. Here's the shiksha. See, here's your chance because it's manifesting now on Prabhupada's order, even whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter, uh, because it's manifested. And if what's your attitude? Don't like this, but I'm going to Krishna. How are you going to get into the kingdom? Oh, it's filled with devotees who worship like we do. Yeah, here is the fulfillment of the prayer, thy will be done on earth as it is in Vrindavan. Yeah, it's right here in front of everybody. The elephant's in the room, my friends. Can anybody see the elephant? You can't see it yet? Well, let me make my comments. Well, I got breath in me. I'm going to make it clearer and more clear that there's an elephant in the room. The truth will set people free, man. You come here, we'll deprogram you from all the bullshit you believed in, all the lies, all the tricks, all of Maya's little tricks. You come here, we'll deprogram you from all of that, and then program you with the truth, man, and you'll be very happy with the truth, man. Isn't it nice to know the truth, man, and to stand up for the truth? Somebody's got to be looking for it, man. Hey, you, do you have a hole in your heart, anybody? Do you feel that emptiness? Well, hey, man, we got the solution here, because we don't have any holes. The holes are filled with what's already dormant in everybody else's heart. Well, we're the first fruits, and we can teach you also and infect you with the same happiness that we have. You know how many empty people are? And there's one lady on TikTok, she was saying, they call themselves Gen X or something. They're ready for the suicide thing. Hey man, she says, I just get up and I go to work and this life is so miserable. And she said, and somebody said, just come to our commune, man, and become part of our cult. And she said, hey man, I'll do it. I don't care. She said, I will take care of your food and everything. Oh, I'll do it, man, because I just can't stand this dreary life. Could you imagine this kind of contact here? That's why I saved her thing. I'm going to contact people. They're probably ready to listen to an alternative. But you think God is not merciful when He gives you diseases and all this? Could you imagine? I bet River, if she didn't have what she had, she would not even be interested in our what we're doing, because she would have been one of these high society girls, going out, drinking in the bars all day, as long as she has a nice healthy body and all that, just like all the other girls. You know how many women are not interested in what I'm doing here because they're proud of their bodies and the beauty parlors? That's why I say, kiss the ground, whatever brought you here. Whether it could be intelligence, could be you studied Prabhupada's books, it could be you didn't study Prabhupada's books, could be you followed Vaidhi, you didn't follow Vaidhi, whatever got you on the doorstep, because you're all orphans, you're all babies in the basket, and somehow or other that basket is on our doorstep, and we pick it up and we take care of the baby. We feed it, nourish it, till it becomes strong, enlightened, and engage that baby into the work of Vrindavan. I have to take one more mushroom to see the elephant in the room.
It's all about taste. When you have a good taste in your material life, I remember there were really moments that I was really extremely materially happy with my babies. My God, it gives so much happiness having babies. And the birth of my babies. But when Krishna was born inside of my heart, I thought, I can't compare this with any birth of my babies. This is so much higher, so much better.
Really? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can't compare it. So yeah, you explode, and yeah, it's completely different. So you live in that illusion that that's your highest happiness. Everybody wants to be a mother,
Yeah.
and you think that's the highest happiness, and for a few months it's like that, and then yeah, then you start to experience the burden of working for that baby and getting up during the night 6 times and but
Yeah,
this
and
is
see, having Krishna as your baby, like mother, see, there because it's Krishna's transcendental form, it's always ever fresh. All her stuff, and she gets more, enthusiastic serving the baby. And likes doing more. But the baby's in the world, and it goes for all relationships with the body. It gets to be burdensome and more dreary and drudgery and difficult and it's not true love. Now, see, true love is when Krishna is your baby and you're serving. If that's your relationship, then you just ever fresh serving that baby. It's always and more deeper love, and it's it's a whole different thing. Yeah, and so yeah, so it's like that. Amy, read what Amy said there, somebody.
I literally was just thinking that yesterday God orchestrated everything so perfectly for me to be here now, listening to this good news. All of my misery and misfortune was actually my blessing.
Yeah,
I know as well for me, my burnout brought me here.
yeah,
Krishna put me
yeah,
out of
yeah,
society. Finished now.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so whatever gets you here is wonderful. Yeah, yeah. I mean, this we have something to live for, because that you have to have something to live for. Otherwise, you're one miserable person. And so the Lord has taken away the material things to live for. I mean, I can't even. Um,
You're gone, Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta.
We got cut off a little bit.
Yeah. Tommy's there.
Yeah, yeah.
Tommy's waiting in the waiting room. Oh, you're gone again. Nice picture to look at. The frozen guru. Bhaktivedanta. Paramahamsa. Sri Lagora Haridas. Charya Itiramide. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Okay, let's see how long it lasts now. Oh, all the destinations have gone. What happened here? Oh, looks like I got to redo it. Oh, there they are. Okay. All right. So are we back? Sort of? Okay. Yeah. All right. So, yeah. Okay. So Shukadev Goswami said, Jai Srila Prabhupada, O King, unless one is influenced by the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no meaning to the relationship of the pure soul and pure consciousness with the material body. God, what this truth. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Everything about truth that's where true beauty is the truth. There's no meaning there's no meaning to our life in this world unless we're influenced by the Lord's transcendental potency, to make it more clear. See, the Lord's spiritual energy. Otherwise, the material energy makes it lack more and more meaning, even though you think you have meaning. That's the illusion. People are chasing after all these illusions in the world, thinking that this adds meaning to my life. And that's why if you're lucky, you come to a futile place like this time, where the world loses meaning, where the Lord is taking all that away. Whatever you thought was meaning, like going out to restaurants and being free to drive in your car to go to this place and that place and to get on a plane and go here and there, all that had meaning, the material meaning is being, it's reduced. It's almost like now they're making prisons. They don't even need, there's not enough walls, jails for people. So they make digital ones. Now we have a digital jail, smart cities, 15-minute cities, everything being reduced. So that's why people are going, man, I can't, I'm taking my meaning of my life away. Nobody's giving me any other meaning, right? What happens? They get into the drugs. Look at the cities are getting overrun with people just checking out by taking drugs. There's no meaning, just let's check out either suicide. They have advertisements in Canada now. Suicide clinic. Anybody? And we got any customers? Does life seem futile enough now that we're taking all your enjoyments away and going to lock you into cities and see, what do you have? You have nothing to live for, right? So come to our clinic. But see, but if it leads you to this, to the devotees, we have something to live for. We're living for the Lord. This is the greatest mission you could ever contact or be engaged in. The liberation of the souls is the universal trophy and prize for everybody, is to be free from the cycle of birth and death and to learn who you really are, and what's really important. And the use that the world has, and the reason, if there is no use, the Lord and the devotees would not come here. There would be no use for them to come. But there is a use here, is to be engaged in basically making friends with God so that you can live with the Lord and be happy forever. This is what fills the hole in the heart. I don't believe in it. No, just how about you just to live with the happiness that lives in your heart? See, this is the thing. Even the demons, they don't have this. They keep looking outside for that. If I just get a little bit more control over the living beings, if I can just shape the world a little more into the way I want it, because I'm God here. See, that's all illusion. See, shape the world. It's a hard job. See, but anyway, everything is in balance automatically. There's nothing really, everybody is subject to their karma, except us. This is called karma free. You want to be karma free? Well, you got to get on the path of devotional service, of pleasing the Lord in a transcendental way. That frees you from karma. See, otherwise you're in the actions and reactions of the modes of nature. See, you have to be influenced by the transcendental potency, and that means you have to associate with those who are influenced by the transcendental potency. It's not enough to go to gurus and sannyasis and Brahmins who don't have the symptoms of being influenced by the transcendental potency, especially when they go against it. Look how many people went against the ecstatic Govinda Maharaj. That shows you they're not influenced by the transcendental potency. They're against it. That is the secret of being delivered. Those who are not against the transcendental potency are the first fruits to be delivered. Those who like this preaching, who like to hear these truths. See, who get great happiness. Why? Because the Lord loves these truths. If you love the truth, what the Lord loves, see, that's a liberated soul. See? This enliven the truth and preach. You'll see when you start preaching the truth, oh, how enlivened the Lord is, and that shows in your enlivenment. How bold the Lord is, and shows in how bold you are. First the Father does, and the Son, right? It's actually simultaneous. They're so close. 2 peas in a pod. Man, we got treasure here, man. This is the greatest treasure. You can't find a better treasure than this. To be close to the happiness in your heart. You don't have to be a do this and do that and out of guilt and shame or illusions. You just engage in truth. Yeah, help remind people. You do the real, pure religion of this age is to remember the absolute truth and to remind others about it. That's what I do here, man. That's why I come every day. I love it. Yeah, I love chanting and relishing and tasting that way, and I just love glorifying it like this, too. It's fantastic. What a great man. I love this guy. You know, it's great to have something to live for like this because, God, man, every day I got something to wake up for, man. You know, otherwise, what do you think? Boy, I would be, on that level, there is nothing to look at. I thank you, Lord, man. You help increase my meditation because now I can, there's no future thing out there. I can't even think about traveling now, you know? Going here and there, you know, they've solved that problem, you know, don't have to, you know, worry about just I have nothing. It's too much trouble to travel. Before it was easier, just get on a plane, go here and there. Now it's a big thing, man, you know, and getting more. But so I just sit in my little apartment here, you know, everything's here. I got some food, you know, got a nice pay the rent, got money to pay the rent here every month. And a nice computer, this box there, a nice mixer, you know, to mix everything, a nice big fat microphone, and just awaken the Lord in my heart and the hearts of others, and to hear the glorification from you, associate my friends. Total time. Now, this is the perfection of being here now. We should write a book. This book would be even more popular than Eckhart Tolle's. How to be here now. How to be in the eternal now, not just this mundane now. That's called mode of goodness. Be here now. That was a very popular book. People thought that was an upgrade from being, I'm afraid because I'm in anxiety because I'm trying to futurize everything and, you know, cover all bases, you know, or I'm just so moody. I think about the past and, you know, what happened. I was beaten by my mom and dad. I was raped, and, you know. And so Eckhart Tolle comes out with that book, Be Here Now, and everybody started to think, oh, let me try and be, and they start to practice and they start to feel better. It's an upgrade. Why do you want to be in anxiety looking at the future? Why do you want to be moody and this overly emotional level of material emotions especially when you had a lousy childhood, you know? I bet some of you can relate to that. But look at this. Be here now with Krishna's eternal pastimes. Oh my God. What an upgrade that is, Dhamma. It's enlivening. Yeah. And the truth. No wonder Jesus said the truth. I can say that forever, man. What a great statement of Jesus. The truth will set you free. Hey, man, I can relate to that, man. Set me free. Set me free every day. Yeah. Great verse, huh? Wonderful. I'll read it again. Shukadeva Goswami said, O king, one whose influence, we're going to never finish this book. How are we going to ever finish this book, man? I can't even get through a friggin' verse. They're so good. I just want to, it's like, you got to chew your food well. You know, you don't want to, you want, for better digestion, you have to chew it well. Influenced by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. See, Supreme Personality of Godhead is spiritual. See, you got to really think about these verses. Go deep. If you don't have a spiritual master or guru that gets you to go deep and think, that's how you do it, man. You know, I remember Bhaktivinoda Thakur's book. I read Sri Krishna Samhita, and when I read that book, even after reading Prabhupada's books, but then I read that book, boy, that's like, my God, that got me going deeper and thinking. It just brought me to a whole nother level. That's how it works, by association. For me, it was even with the book. Of course, if you don't have ecstatic devotion, you read those books of Bhaktivinoda, and then it's this what Prabhupada would said to his neophyte disciple. It was this, can we read? The disciple says, can we read Bhaktivinoda's book? Okay, are we still broadcasting? Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Can we read Bhaktivinoda's books? And Prabhupada said, but would you understand them? See? Because Prabhupada had bhakti, the kind of bhakti you see here in this Sangha. Yes, you Prabhupada disciples and you big gurus and you big sannyasis and Brahmins and leaders in ISKCON and Gaudiya Math, Gaudiya Smriti. Prabhupada had the kind of bhakti you see here. Yes, it's a wake-up call. This is the stuff he didn't show that we show to test you all. This is your undergoing a test for the emergency broadcast system. Boo!
Prabhupada has a bhakti they don't have.
Yeah, and that he didn't show, but we're here to show on his order too, to show you guys. We're here to test you to see who's learned your lessons in 50 years. Are you still bird brains? Or has your brain expanded?
There you go again. Hare Krishna.
Hey. Jaya Sachinandana Jaya Nitya
Hari Jaya Sachinandana Gaura
Jaya
Hari
Nitya
Jaya Sachinandana
Sachinandana Jaya Nitya
Gaura Hari Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hari Hare Krishna Hari Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Gaura
All right, we're back.
Nandana Gaura
Jaya
I
Nitya.
think. Are we back?
You're back, you're back.
What is going on here? Yeah, there's something wrong with the internet. It's not so strong. It goes back and forth. Uh-oh. You know what? I wonder what this is. Could it be? What could it be? I'm going to restart the computer again. I'm going to restart everything. Oh, actually, you know what? Okay. Let's see here. Okay, it's oops. Okay, I got the standby here with this phone here in case it goes off again. Then I'll just use the phone. I don't know what's going on with the internet. Okay, back to the verse again. Um, uh, yeah, okay. So that relationship is just like a dreamer seeing his own body working. So that's the whole world is like that in that dream, because when you're dreaming, you're not, it's like you believe the dream is real, right? But it's not really. But if somebody's in your dream that's not dreaming, they see. See, that's the awakened devotees. So when I walk by there, I see people dream. They're in a dream. They're just dreaming. They're looking, speculating, about, they believe, they're all really into that. They have, and everybody's, unless you got this, you got an empty heart. You can be, physically fit and everything. It doesn't matter, going, doing all the things, that you see everybody the influencers are telling you, if you do this, you'll be happy. And they do. But they're always not really happy, always have to be, everybody's looking for this. We have it. See, so anyway, Sadhu Sangha helps us understand more and more what we got, basically. See, and then you just naturally share with that. This is how we share. This is how Prabhupada said there'll be a time, and that time is now for us, where people will get together, devotees will get together and discuss the absolute truth. And it becomes newer and newer and more clear and more clear. Like scientifically discussing what we are realizing. You notice we have these kind of discussions. Who does? What devotees have these kind of discussions on the internet that are in the ISKCON or any groups? It's always this formal thing. The guru gets up on his high seat and gives a very proud class. And everybody says, "Oh, Gurudev, oh, Gurudev. What's time for prasadam yet?" That's not what happened with Shukadev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit in their talks. That's not what Srinivas had with his disciples, or Narottam had with their disciples, or we have with our disciples and friends who become friends, intimate family. See? This is real Sadhu Sangha. This is the opportunity of a lifetime for people. Oh, good. We're going strong still. Hey, 5 minutes in. The illusion living entity appears in so many forms offered by the external energy of the Lord. See, all offered by the external energy. So many forms offered. You go from one form to another form to another form to another form. So many forms. See? Only until you come into the narrow gate. See? The bona fide spiritual master. Are you initiated truly and offered a spiritual form to worship the transcendental Lord? Offered a new life, a renewed life. See? A new birth of a new life, a birth of a new life. See, that life is in us, wants to be born, right? It's the resurrection. You think you become resurrected? No, it's actually the Lord becomes resurrected in your life, and you look at the Lord. You become qualified to see the Lord. See, you're born again, or Krishna's born in you, see, and then love is born in you because you see your baby. Right? When you see a baby, the Lalita was talking. She said her baby was born. Oh, so much love and everything. Well, that's what happens with Krishna. You thought you were born again. No. Krishna's born in you. See? And then your love is born. And simultaneously, you become a real devotee and a real you got to maintain that baby. Krishna, he has a certain new kind of food. It's called Sadhu Sangha. It's called the glories of the Lord, the true glories of the Lord. You got to feed that baby those glories. And the baby gets stronger and stronger and stronger. See, and then it becomes a tree, a devotional tree of Lord Caitanya in our line. See, and then birds come and nest in that tree, right? Strong tree. It's not going to be knocked down, right? Isn't that the way it works? Isn't that the way it happened with Lord Caitanya? He said, I am Vishvambara, man. I'm going to fill the world with love of Krishna. And it was a tree of devotion. He took the duty of a gardener to plant that tree in this world. Tree of devotion. It grew, became strong. And then devotees became to nest in that tree. See? Because there's food in that tree. See? There's a food they were looking for because they're actual devotees. They're looking for that food. And it's not available anywhere. It's not available in Vaidhi Bhakti, is it? You can't get this from ISKCON. I couldn't get this from anywhere. I couldn't get it from the Radhakund Babajis. I couldn't get this food from ISKCON. I couldn't get it from Gaudiya Samiti. They're given another kind of food, Varnashram Dharma, right? That food. That ain't the food for this. For austerities, renunciation in the Narayan Raj group and also the Radhakund Babaji. That's not the food for this. I had to go alone and read Prabhupada's books and chant the holy name alone. And without that association, then the Lord showed me. It came in the beginning. It was always like that. From the book, at least it was not with that kind of association. The Vaidhi association, or Vaidhi disguised as Raganuga. See, at least in the book, there was real devotees glorifying the Lord, even in the Bible, real prophets, right? Real worshipers of Jesus, sincere, without pretense. At least they were there, but that's all religion. It was reeking with material motivations and demons inside all of that and trying to take control, all that kind of stuff. But at least in the book, I could read the Bible. They did this with the Bible in the Middle Ages. They wouldn't let anybody read the Bible, which is basically, even as bad as they've done, there's still glorification from real devotees. Sincere, they're John's glorification, Paul's glorification of Jesus, powerful, empowering. They didn't want anybody to read it. They wanted to go through the religion. Then this is the same thing in these religious Vaishnava groups. You go through them and get a twisted version because they got material motivation. Pretense. Another reason for worshiping Krishna. And there's sincere people in there. We're reaching in there. Any sincere people in there? You really want Krishna? Well, we prove every day we have a relationship with that transcendental Lord. Anybody serious in those groups? Or you believe in that? See, the best thing you can get in these religious groups is to realize there's false is keeping you from the goal. You can't become a religious leader because of real spiritual advancement there. They wouldn't even give Lalita a seat to give a class there. That's how pure it is over there. That's how much purification they've got. Are you finished with that level yet? Are you finished with that faith and hypocritical devotional service? We can't give any classes there. They're not interested. Why? Because they're interested in something else other than love of Krishna. Here we're showing them this is the real goal, man. It's been achieved here, and anybody else can easily achieve it by coming here, but they don't come. See, that's okay. That you just stay until you do. Go and worship your many lifetime path. Go do your austerities or don't do them. Do your hypocrisies. Rub shoulders with the envious and jealous persons who are wormed their way into leadership positions, the pedophiles, and whatever else is in that rat's nest. and we'll stay here like lilies in the water, untouched by that. Why? Because the Lord associates with us. And if you're not good with that, well, what can be done? You know, we show you the ecstasy every day. That's why I have to come with the club sometimes. You know, they don't get it with the ecstasy, and I come, it's okay. It's a club away at the illusion. It's an illusion. Maybe there's somebody serious in that group that wants out. Who's going to free them? Who's going to free the captives? Well, you come here and get strong, and then you have some ability. Yeah, there are people out there listening. There are many people who have come here looking for shelter. Many of you are like that. You know, you were out there milking the cows in the, you know, in the cold. Still, you might be in the cold, right? Like Govinda's still in the cold, but he's a happy guy. He's found the truth, you know, and that's what it is. When you find the truth in your heart and God is living inside you and with you, that's what we're presenting to the world. Hey, man, you want an intimate relationship with God? That's what the world is all about, whether you know it or not. That's the most attractive thing in this world that Maya has made unattractive by her pollution, you know. See, so we reverse it, you know. And how do you do that? The truth will set you free. All she's doing is telling you lies, right? All she's doing is telling you bullshit. All she's doing is illusioning you. So what is the counteractive medicine? There's no other medicine other than the absolute truth. The real Bhagavatam as it is. The real nature of the spiritual potency. You got to see it and you got to hear it glorified. And if you're not good with that, you stay in that pile of bullshit out there, dog shit. Donkey urine, worshiping donkey urine people. You're not good with the absolute truth. We're influenced by the spiritual potency and prove it every day. This is what it looks like. It's called spirit-filled worship. You notice you're a bit spirited here, huh? Go hard, it's like a wild horse. You ever see, you try to break this horse, you can't do it. He'll kick you. You ever see those wild horses on the field, man? You can't break them, man. They're just too spirited, man. That's the spirit of bhakti. It makes you like, look at St. Paul. Look at Peter. He went right up to the Pharisees. He goes right up to the Pharisees. Knock their teeth out with the truth, man. They're speechless. You know how we knock their teeth out, and they have to come when you could see their false teeth. They got false teeth in there. I didn't know they had. Oh my God, I could see they got false talking. Now is the time to present the absolute truth as it is. The absolute truth is the ecstatic worship. You see it here, man. Prema bhakti here. The absolute truth is the glorification of prema bhakti. Just isn't this verse glorifying it? Why shouldn't I glorify it as it is? See, Prabhupada he knew this stuff, and he gave you a bunch of rules to get the ball rolling. Everybody's been giving you a bunch of rules, but they don't give you the real verse. Only one influence. I tell you, now you can understand the deep meaning of the verse. Only one influenced by the spiritual potency of the Lord means the transcendental potency. The potency you see here, yes, this ecstatic worship is the transcendental potency of the Lord, my friends. This is special. This is uncommon. That's why you can say, well, my gurus don't do that. Yeah, of course, they can't do that unless they come here. You could come first, and then you'll teach them how to do it because it's the most attractive way to worship. You get the best intelligence. Have you noticed? You get so intelligent now that not even the illustrious Acharya Devs and all these devotees can understand you. With all their thousands of followers who follow them, they can't understand you. Just like all the followers of Daksha, These guys are like Daksha, maybe even in the mode of goodness. All the millions of demigods following Daksha could not understand Lord Shiva. But those who could, those who became his real followers of Lord Shiva, became more intelligent than the Brahmins. Read it in the book, man. Because they became empowered by a Shuddha Bhakti devotee who knew the real Bhagavatam. And they could understand it because they went to a real devotee. It's always like that. That's why you see those apostles of Jesus understood more than the Pharisees simply because they went to a real anointed devotee who understood the spiritual potency, who had a real, genuine, intimate relationship with the Lord. Or in other words, like this verse, in the spirit of the verse, was influenced by the spiritual potency of the Lord. Otherwise, you're just dreaming here. I'm just here. Wake up, sleeping souls. Ji Jang. See, this verse will wake you up. You come sit here a few days, will wake you up. If you want to be woken up, maybe you don't want to get unplugged from the matrix. You know, a lot of people, no, I don't want to unplug me, you know. No, just let my, you know, that one guy, don't ask Lolita, of course, but maybe some others have watched that one. There's this guy, he was unplugged from the matrix, and then he thought, well, you know, the illusion was okay. At least I thought I was eating a nice meal and all that stuff. So he went back to the illusion. Yeah, you come here, you're going to get truth, man. You know, you're going to learn to you're going to learn to love this. And when you do, man, you acquire a taste for this, you won't want anything else. You will go, speculation? Puh! You'll become angry. I don't like hearing that speculate. Lord Caitanya was angry when he hears speculate from devotees, you know? Yeah, devotees and speculators. A lot of sincere devotees out there, you know, they believe in what they're doing, right? Yeah, but it's not good enough. You got to be with. I mean, come on. I'm here to preach to those who really want to be intimate with the Lord and want the Lord to actually live, not outside you out there. Oh, Krishna, you look so beautiful with the flowers. No, the flowers will be in your heart. You'll have a very flowery life, man. Just so, because the flowers will be blooming in your heart, the love of God, the joy of the Lord. You know, the prema. Yeah. So anybody out there interested? Yeah. Sit in the dentist chair, man. So we got one ready for you. We got plenty here. I'm always looking for an opportunity to put on the laughing gas. Especially Lolita. She loves her job. Every day she does her class. She's like a dentist going to work. And she sits in and puts on the laughing gas and gets the customers to come in. As soon as the living entity becomes situated in his constitutional glory and begins to enjoy the transcendence beyond time and material energy. See, got to be in your constitutional position means you got to be in your spiritual body. That means you got to have that awaken. And the only real means is the devotees themselves. They're awakened spiritual bodies. You got to be close to them. They're the jump starters. Without them, how can you get a jump starter from a spiritual master, a guru, or a teacher they're not a battery yet. They're dead batteries out there trying to imitate real batteries. No, you need a real battery, man. Can't you see somebody who has the juice? Can't you see a charged battery? Somebody in their constitutional position, what it looks like? Well, it looks like what you see here. Ecstatic worship, bold preaching, glorification of of pure devotional service, because that's what we do. I'm not here to teach you all the rules and the regulations. You should have learned that in 50 years. And if you're not too attached to that, we can teach you about this, the real Bhagavatam. See, all you have to do is hear the real Bhagavatam that was preached from Shukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. That's it. And that's what we do here. I just tell in straight sauce what the real meanings are. I mean, the real, it's self-evident meaning. All I'm doing is fluffing out. You see me deviate from the verse, or do I really get you to hone in on what that is saying, actually? Not take the verse and then, oh, you see, that verse is all about Varnashram Dharma. That's what they do. They don't see this meaning. Because you got to be a devotee Bhagavat. You got to be a manifestation of the meaning, the manifestation of someone influenced by the spiritual potency of the Lord. You got to become enthusiastic because of that. Not enthusiastic. Some people, the first level is most people were, interested is, yeah, I'll get enthusiastic. Just give me a lot of structure and a lot of rules. That'll get me, but you got to work at it. One must be, you see, nectar of devotion, a nectar of instruction. Yeah, one must be enthusiastic executing devotional service. I was naturally from the beginning this kind of devotional service, but then they were training me in Vaidhi, and man, I had to work up to this enthusiasm. I never got it. I never got really enthusiastic, but some people do. Therefore, there you go, man. Stay on that path till you're not enthusiastic about that. Until you're not enthusiastic about rituals and materialistic Vaishnavism, and to be around materialistic devotees or mixed devotees. I don't like mixed devotees. I like those who worship the Lord with an unpretentious heart. They have real love awakened in them, that Lord has taken his seat in them. I like people like that. And I am so fortunate to have friends like that. I never wanted that. My education of being around people like that had other things and other motives, and didn't even know this. Didn't know the Lord in the heart. What an education that is, man.
It's like, you gonna be enthusiastic now.
Yeah. Aggressive about the rule. Yeah, they're preaching to themselves that you got to be enthusiastic, but they're not. Not how. It's in denial. The Lord is. See, when you get in touch with the heart, you begin to know what makes the Lord enthusiastic, and that's your happiness. That's your enthusiasm, is the Lord's enthusiasm. He's very enthusiastic about pure devotional service. He's very enthusiastic to worship the Lord in ecstatic devotion. See, he's very ecstatic to receive worshipers like that who receive him. See, you're receiving the path of ecstatic devotional service. We give people the opportunity. Now you learn what it means to follow in the footsteps of Lord Caitanya. He came to accept the path of pure devotional service. He came to accept the path of ecstatic love, which he got from his ecstatic guru. See, people get this opportunity now. Whoever you are, if you don't accept this preaching, well, you don't get delivered into the place where we're going. You stay in the mundane universe. There are demigods who don't want this. Many are blind to their being worshipped and their intelligence, and they think, look at demigod types here. There's one lady here. She's blind in that sense. She's satisfied with that. Yeah, okay, fine. But you don't get this. You don't get this amazing grace. Yeah. See, as soon as the living entity becomes situated in its constitutional glory and begins to enjoy the transcendence beyond time and material energy. See, transcendence, it's all about that. See? Material energies, passion, goodness, ignorance. Transcend. This way, see, this is the Lord wants to give us that gift to enjoy and basically enjoy Him. He's the bread of life. His words, His truths, His devotees, to be in them, and then the Lord will be in us. The Lord only likes to associate with His devotees, and then when we start to get that mentality, see, we become like Him. He only likes to associate with His pure devotees. Otherwise, He's just preaching mission. Okay? That's why anybody not wanting to associate with these glorious devotees here who have ecstatic devotion, are you kidding? Look at Govinda. You don't want to associate with him? That's contamination. Lalita, you don't like hearing from her? You're contaminated. I don't care who you are. You could be Lord Brahma. And if you don't like to associate with these ecstatic devotees here, you're contaminated. That's just a fact. I don't care what you say. That's the truth. You know, you can try to create all kinds of illusions, but I'm just focused on the truth now. I know the truth has set me free. I stay with truth. I don't want to be in bondage by believing in lies. I've done that, been there, done that. Now I just stay in the truth, and I'm here to teach that. Just stay in the truth, and you will be strong, you will be clear, you will be happy, you will have good fortune in your life. Why wouldn't I tell the truth and give people the opportunity? You don't have to go and worship those who haven't realized God. They're not goddesses of fortune or gods of fortune because the Lord hasn't awake. Go ahead, continue on. But anybody sincerely want this, what we have? This is beyond being rich materially, isn't it? See, we got what they're talking about, the transcendent happiness. Bill Gates doesn't have this. You can look at the guy. These rulers of the world don't have this. They don't, with all their monies and all their controls and all their things, they don't have this. And all you followers of those people, you don't have this because you follow them. You believe in them. And all the way up into religion, you believe gurus who don't have this, you don't get this. You prove that you're a guru out there that has this. Let's see the tears. Let's see how you worship. Otherwise, shut up. Or go talk to your followers who believe your bullshit. I'm sorry. Yeah, but if there's anybody there, including you, this is open to you. And if not, maybe there's a few your disciples who are looking for this, looking for the deeper truth. Or you're offensive to pure devotees. Well, show that you're a pure devotee, man. Prove it. Yeah, prove it. Come here and chant with us. Nobody will, because they're not. They're liars and cheaters and deceivers. That's welcome to Kali Yuga. And if you're naive if you don't see that. And if you're not, come and prove that you're not. Come, Acharya Dev and Radhanath, come and chant with us. If you don't, then I'll just make the call. I say you're bluffing. I say you're a liar, cheater, and deceiver. Prove us wrong. Prove to your disciples. Otherwise, you're leading them in darkness. Prove that you're in the light. Well, come here. I'll prove. The Lord is with us. You prove that you're Lord, that you are worshiping the real Radha and Krishna. And let us see that you're worshiping the real Radha and Krishna, and Lord Caitanya has bestowed his mercy upon you. Prove it. Let's see that you fit the standard of Prabhupada's books in chapter 23, that you have prema bhakti, that you're a real deliverer of your disciples. Right? Where's the offense in that?
You only try to help. You only try to help, to invite them, to give them this mercy. And out of pride and jealousy, they say those things to you.
Yeah.
Instead of
So
being grateful and being and say, "Oh yeah, I want to be a honeybee just like you," you know. Instead of seeing that you're a honeybee and
yeah,
wanting to be there as well, no, blah, blah, blah. It means that they don't have any transcendental feelings. Otherwise, they would recognize something inside of you.
yeah.
They would recognize it.
That's what it's. Whoops.
It's sad. It's true.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's where we're here. You know, not everybody's going to recognize it's another level. And so if you don't go into this, actually somebody quoted a Bible verse about this. You know, if you don't get this, you will not be saved in this cycle. See, this is a cycle. We're in a cycle. So those who are in this cycle, they will hear this message, and in this cycle, you'll be delivered. You feel it. Everybody, you know, you start manifesting the symptoms of deliverance. That's how you know, if Lalita and others, and Govinda and others are showing the symptoms that the Lord is inside them, the Lord is given them his transcendental association. And that's how we stay in a liberated condition. We're now given the gift to worship that transcendental Lord. And that's our deliverance. See, this is where now that's that marriage. People, they don't understand the deities you see. You have to become like them. You have to become like that, the wife of Lord Ram. You have to become a Sita, a goddess of fortune. The maidservants of the goddess of fortune. You got to become like them because they also have the same marriage. See, the goddess of fortune has maidservants, right? And they're all as good as her. See? Why? They're her maidservants. You notice? They're her, like her disciples. See? That's why Jesus said, those who come to me and believe in me, I give them eternal life. You think it's any different here? You got to become like a Jesus. And if you're not like a Jesus, I don't care what people say about it. If you're not a real guru. This is conclusive truth. You got to become a real guru, and the Lord will give you people, and you give them eternal life. This is the Lord Caitanya taught this. I give this devotee to you, Nityananda. I give this devotee to you, Swart Damodar. I'll talk through him to you. And if you're not good with that, well, go out on your speculative path. I'm here to teach the real truth, whatever that is. You know, and that's Guru Tattva, man. This will clear up the idea with a Christian. You know, you're here. You wake up their relationship. You're like their teacher. And if they disrespect you, and a lot of times they do, they go off. I've seen them. They disrespect their teacher and everything. They start to think they're just as good and better and all that. Boom. They go into some impersonalist thing or something. Just like here, always the same. Especially Prabhupada disciples. Sometimes you probably give them mercy, and then they go back to the old Vaidhi thing, you know, and then they don't see Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru are the same. They don't get that. Because Gohari, he's so young, you know. He's a grand disciple. He can't be like Prabhupada. No. See? So you make a distinction between Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, you're finished. That means you don't really know Prabhupada, right? You lost the real path to understanding Prabhupada. Yeah. So those who want to get, otherwise you're off, you know, you go on, and that's destiny. But I'm going to make my comments, you know, Mahavirya and Meena, they got off the real path. And you guys taking their association, you're off the real path too. You know, you believe in that? Oh, you lost the real path. My ex-wife lost the real path. She doesn't believe in this. I even got off the path to see what she was doing. You know, and I'm right back on here now again, man. I went to the Narayan Raj thing and I went to the Radhakund Babaji's to see if that was like, and it ain't it. This is it. Prove it, right? Don't we prove it? Don't we prove the empowerment is here? Don't we prove the purification is here? Don't we prove the transcendental happiness is here? The Lord proves it, actually. If you're on the real path, you will be increasingly enlivened. Krishna will become newer, newer, and newer. The Lord will prove it. Just because you're in the right association and you're making him happy, the Lord will prove it to you. In your heart, you'll feel the hole is getting filled. You'll be getting over your moroseness. Do you notice? You see any morose people here live? Imagine others listening that are actually partaking of this. You think they have long faces? See, what did Jesus say? Let your light shine before men. Didn't he say that? What's the meaning? Yeah, let your light shine. You found the real devotee, the real spiritual master, man. Let your light shine. Let this light shine. See, the light is shining through you because you found the truth. You made the Lord happy. You know how to make the Lord happy. It's this simple. Associate with ecstatic devotees who receive the real mercy of the Lord and are in their constitutional position. This is the essence of truth, the essence of your deliverance for everybody in this world, including ISKCON and all those other groups. You come here, we'll teach you what are the symptoms of those who have the special mercy of the Lord. Not just a little mercy, the special. He's given his own association to them. They live close with God. Engage in playing with the Lord every day. What do you think I'm doing here? I'm just playing. We're playing games. The Harinam game, the liberation game, liberating souls. Yeah, what else are you going to do when you're in this dark place? Go ahead there, Lalita.
Yeah, Guru Maharaj, I'm happy that you say this. You remind me of something. You say, Jesus said, let your light shine. There was a devotee who was talking to me. Yeah, Guru Hari, he takes away the guilt that has been planted inside of my heart by Christianity. But Christianity doesn't represent Jesus. Just like Vaidhi Bhakta doesn't represent Lord Caitanya. Jesus was not planting guilt feelings inside of us. He
He's
was
taking
not.
them away.
He was taking them away. But these are still those old Jewish rules that the Christians still use. Same with Vaidhis. This is not the mission of Lord Chaitanya. Lord Chaitanya transforms us into honeybees. Just like Jesus does. He gives that spirit. He brought that prem. He brought that devotion. How to become close with God. Not all those rules and all those things. How you feel bad but these are all misconceptions.
Yeah, that's why you need to go on from Prabhupada's teaching to the next level because there's still guilt there. And he preached like that. I mean, because these beginners, they need the fear of God in them. Otherwise, that's the beginning of worship is the fear of the Lord. Because people don't fear the Lord. That's why the demons, they don't fear the Lord. See, they think, do as thy will in this world. Do anything you want. There's no karma. They believe that. But there is. So the fear of God can be a beginning for the worship. And so Prabhupada saw that they need some fear because they were also, hippies doing anything and everything. Yeah. And so, hey, you must do this. You have to. Otherwise, you're going to be responsible. You're going to go to hell for your activities. See, that's Vaidhi. See, you're not liberated. That's like being a Brahmin or a sannyasi. Still, you're in the fear and you're doing these rules because you're not going to go you don't want to go to hell. See, this kind of worship, it's just you're in the love of God now, not the fear of the Lord. See? But you need to go on. You need to associate with those who are in the love of God. That means, you got to be the real recipient of the mercy of Lord Caitanya in our line. Otherwise, it's just a show. It's just a show of devotional service. You don't know the deep, true meaning of devotional service. You have to be around the liberated souls. That's our mission here, that we've been engaged in this mission. And whoever wants to come and take this association, you'll be easily delivered from illusions. You'll become happy. That hole in your heart will be filled. See, with the companion we're all looking for. You could be one of the David Icke's lizard creatures he talks about. Even they need the hole in their heart filled. See? Otherwise, nobody knows who they really are. We're all devotees of the Lord. We're all like that pastime. There was a lizard that was cursed. You lizards out there, you basically live under the curse too. You're like that. You're like that lizard in the well. See, luckily it was in Krishna's well. So Krishna, we're like Krishna's well. You come here, it's like Krishna will come and lift you out of the well and you'll get your transcendental body like that lizard. It's his real form came, which is a loving devotee of the Lord. And then you'll feel the family of God. Even with people, you see everybody is connected. Yeah, these verses, I understand, but because the Lord lives in me, he gives me relation with these verses. I love these verses. It's enlivening, you see, because the Lord is, you begin to, what the Lord likes, you like, and therefore your happiness is going to be greater than normal human beings or the abnormal human. You're normal in the world for the world standard, but it's abnormal for the truth. We're meant to be happy because of the Lord. What makes the Lord happy is ultimately will be our happiness. See, that's enlightenment on the greatest level. That's why you see persons that achieve Brahman, or like Eckhart Tolle type level. The Lord is not really happy with that. They're sort of happy with that. But the Lord he's only what's being preached by the books, by these Goswamis and Prabhupada and everything. The Lord's ultimate happiness is not Brahman realization. And they're happy with that. They think that's the Lord's ultimate happiness. No. The Lord's ultimate happiness is Bhagavan realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotees who represent that realization and revelation of the Lord. See, only in this Kali Yuga is he giving the opportunity to realize that level of happiness. And that's how special this place is, because that's the work we're engaged in, is to reveal that level of happiness. They call that Vrindavan. And this is where you're going to get it. This is our product. The ultimate revelation of the Godhead, of the absolute truth. Not interested? Well, we'll just keep canvassing. Somebody is. They come one by one, right? Look, a lot of people come in now. And you know who they are because they come consistently. Well, that's how you know you're doing well, is when you become attracted to come more and more, and you're getting life from this. See, you're getting life from this. Now Krishna is growing in you. This is the only food for Krishna to grow, is these kinds of devotees here. If you don't have this kind of ecstasy, you cannot nourish the real Krishna. Krishna says about these kinds of devotees in this Sangha here, he said, these kinds of devotees are the root from which I grow. See, the spiritual form of the Lord grows in others. He only eats from the mouths of those devotees, from the hearts of those devotees. You know how Krishna, the baby's fed from the nipple. See, that nipple is the heart, the emanation from his pure devotees, the ones who have this realization and revelation. See, and he eats from the mouth of the devotees, from there. See, this is the only food for them. That's why must be, if anybody is interested in being spiritually regenerated and to go into the kingdom, oh, well, this is the ideal place. This door is not always open like this, especially for the Vaishnavas. Give us a word, Tom.
Oh my God. Again, everything is multifunctional, multi-layers. What you are saying is happening here. Yes, this perverted reflection is becoming more and more in sync with what you are saying. Yeah. It's so like a puzzle. Things coming together, and yeah, I like that method. That the nipple of is the extension of the heart. Yes,
Yeah, it is.
I really could feel that.
Yeah.
I really can feel that. And this enthusiasm to share this, when we know this is the upgrade for the devotees. This is the upgrade for the people who are over focused on their two dogs and
Yeah.
on their pregnant cat and yeah. So
Yeah.
but this enthusiasm, it works by itself. Just
Yeah.
being enthusiastic about this, it radiates to everything, and people they can see, whoa, why is this person so happy? Yeah, this
Yeah.
happiness is on another level, and that by itself is attractive, and it's pulling them out of their inconclusive happiness. It's so
Yeah.
multifunctional. It's so I see it very clearly now.
Yeah. 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 Some people would think like, well, Gory, why don't you leave these Vites alone? Yeah. But this is kind of the way the Lord does it. He first comes to where you come from. Like Jesus came to the Jews, right? He said, I come for the Jews. They didn't want him. He was they were his audience. And it's like, there's a actor on stage, and he's got an audience that doesn't even want to hear from them, but he was preaching to them, because some people were in the audience that wanted to hear. He started with them. See, Lord Krishna did the same thing with Mathura. He comes to where his devotees were, but the devotees were oppressed. See, they're oppressed by religion. Kamsa represented the hypocritical Vaishnava level. Hypocritical is religion. He was preaching, oh, I'm so religious and all this. Even how do we know? A lot of people say, well, we know through inference. Jarasandha, he was very religious. He was a religious king. He worshipped Vishnu, very strictly followed the rules and regulations, and he praised Kamsa. He was Kamsa's associate. You see how where you need something stronger than that religion, because you could be bewildered. And and Kamsa was a big friggin' hypocrite. There's a lot of those in these religions, in the popes and Catholics and all that.
Oh my God.
Very big. They're very in there. Go ahead, Tom. Yeah. Go ahead. What?
No, your picture was frozen for a moment, so I
Oh
thought
yeah.
there we go again. But it was
Okay.
it's okay.
Okay. Yeah. So it was. Yeah. So.
But why don't you leave the Vaidis alone? But you want to protect Krishna. You want to
Yeah.
protect the real mission of
Yeah.
Prabhupada, because it's
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the wrong direction. It's
Yeah.
falling on his ass.
Yeah. Well, to help progress. And not only for them, see, anybody can come, and they do. So we do a little of this, but anybody. And so now you see the preachings evolve now. We go to the Gentiles like Paul did. He went to both. He went to the, also preached to the Jewish, and so we preach to the devotees. So if you wonder why we do it, because that's just the way the Lord does it. And it's great because they studied the books somewhat. And I like to preach from the books. I like to thank you for your example. You can, the highest truth is reality, distinguished from the illusions or whatever level is. Varnashram Dharma is still, you got to move on deeper. It's, you can't believe, you see, people believe that's going to deliver them. But deliver them where and how long and all this, you might as well just get the mercy here, because then if you wanted the perfection of Varnashram Dharma, you get it automatically. The Lord will give you the results of following Varnashram Dharma for 100 lives. Really, I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. Gopa Kamara in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he attained if you follow Varnashram Dharma for 100 lifetimes, it says in the scriptures, then you can become like a Lord Brahma. You do it flawlessly and so nicely, you'll get first to be a Brahma, and then maybe you'll get Vaikuntha later. But because Gopa Kamara got the mercy of his ecstatic guru to chant the holy name with ecstasy, he became a Lord Brahma. You're an ecstatic devotee. We need a Brahma here. An ecstatic devotee has the ability to understand whatever the Lord wants to teach them, because they've tuned in to the Lord now. They're attuned to the Lord. Oh, I can use this person. Can you be the Brahma for a while? I'll give you the information because you're tuned in already. How do you think Gaur Das has all these friggin' hats? How do I have to work on all these things? See, I'm tuned into the Lord. He can use whatever to do whatever he wants. Go ahead there, Tom.
Yes, I was writing to this morning to Fanny. Yes, that the Lord wants us to give this very fast progress, but He is so merciful that if people they can't get this, yeah,
Mhm.
He offers them a slower path. Yes,
Yeah,
but because He is so merciful, He is all inclusive. So it's very logical. If you cannot get this, grasp this, then
yeah,
the Lord is so most merciful. He gives you a little slower path.
yeah. Yeah, it's great like that. And that's why, Bhagavad Gita verse, all paths lie upon me like pearls on a string. So then the question is, well, Gohari, why don't you just tolerate every path and just see, ISKCON, they're on the path, Gaudiya Math and Samiti and Babaji's and why don't you just give respect? Because they're following the Lord's path. Well, because I know the Lord's mentality better. He showed me in the book. See, I learned from the book. I'm a good student. See? So the Lord chastised Murari Gupta from doing that. See, he said, Murari, I come in this Kali Yuga to give a very special path. And you go to all these Vaidis out there and say, oh, you're very doing good. Oh, you Mayavadis, oh, very nice, because he saw everybody's on the path like Bhagavad Gita. And the Lord came and says, I come here to give all this special bhakti, and you don't stand up for the path of bhakti and say it's supreme above all paths. How is anybody gonna know? You're not, see, like Jesus said, if you don't put the light under a shade to no, you hang the light out. There's people looking for the ultimate path. Show it. Show that you've got a light there. Otherwise, everybody's looking at the glows. Oh, Varnashram Dharma glow. That is a path, right? Oh, Mayavadi thing, Eckhart Tolle or whatever else. Glow, yeah. Radhakund Babaji glow. Okay, so they're putting their glows up, their little glow lamps. If you got the real bhakti, the real mercy of Lord Chaitanya, we stand it up on a candlestick, man. Hey, you see this? Yeah, it burns bright. It's better than them all. I don't agree. Okay, well, then you go where you want to go. I don't know. Go to the glowworms. I don't care, Well, I do care, but that's why I do this, because I do care. And I'm just looking for those who do care also. They look, oh, wow, there's a brighter light. Oh, great. I've been looking for that. Thank you for hanging it up there so I could see it. Otherwise, see people that, you go through your whole life, even here, if you go through your whole life and you're not hanging the light up and saying, hey, you see, we got this light here. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's the truth. It's liberated me from the cycle of birth and death. It's giving me the ultimate happiness. See, the light is the glorification. The light is standing up and confessing the truth. Otherwise, people go into others confessing, yes, Eckhart Tolle, yes, you're all one, you're gods, you're this. They're all confessing. Yes, Prabhupada's mission, Varnashram Dharma, they're confessing, right? Confessing their path and promoting their path. What path do you stand for out there in our Sangha? Do you have something we stand for? I'm preaching to myself too. You got something, Gohar, you're standing up for? I don't know. Should I stand up? Yes. Otherwise, I won't see you for 10 million lifetimes, Gohar. The Lord Chaitanya has come here to preach this ecstatic bhakti. The hell with work. Just want to dance on the ceilings. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we do. Manifest the truth. The Lord, it's evolving. It's like we're what do you call works in progress. It's like it's like Klaus Schwab. He says, "I just shaping everything. I want to shape the world, and so we're shaping our world. This is shaping the world, our world here, our the transcendental world. We're being shaped by this kind of worship." So, time for Lalita's class. River, you did one earlier too, I think, right? Yeah.
I did one when I got back from the hospital last night.
Oh, you did, yeah. Oh, give us a word there first, there.
I don't know if this is right, but it kind of works for me sometimes. To make friends with the devotees, I don't actually say anything to them about much about what I'm doing. I get them to just get to know me, and then they start to listen after a bit, because then I start to say some stuff. I start to share some things.
Oh, become friends first.
You said that a few years ago to us.
Yeah. Become friends.
So I kind of took that on board actually, because I thought it kind of took some pressure off as well, until Krishna had grown inside.
Yeah.
So that you have Krishna now, and so to be friends with them, and it's a form of manipulation in a way, because you have an agenda. The agenda is to make friends, get them to know you, get them to like you, and it's a natural thing. You don't really, and then they listen, and they're attracted to you no matter what. They're still attracted to you, even when I say some stuff that is really, they're still attracted. And,
yeah.
And I think, like with the, and I'm not saying, I don't know if it's right. Krishna is the biggest manipulator, and he's the biggest liar. He's going to do anything to get people to come to him. Sometimes I think it'd be really great if you would, and I'm just speaking out loud, you'd become friends with all those gurus, like go in there, just be friends, kind of get to know them. And I know it's a different, so then they get to know you, and they don't just see, your, well, it's not harsh, it's truth. When you're, it's what's the word? You're projecting the truth. You're projecting absolute truth.
Mhm.
They have so many blocks. That truth cannot be projected on their hearts,
Yeah.
because we don't like you. You don't wear this. You don't do this. You're not like us. But if you just go in there, I don't know how it will happen. I just lie to them, big them up and lie to them and things like that.
Yeah, no, I don't like when you say like that, because these people get the wrong impression that Krishna's a liar like that.
No, well, whatever
Yeah,
Krishna does is transcendental.
yeah,
Lying.
I know, but you got to be careful, because when you preach like that, it's almost yeah. He's not a. It's yeah. Anyway, you could say it a little bit differently if you can, because people
I'm
get
not very well today. I can't get
Oh,
my
okay,
words out
okay,
properly. I
okay, all
didn't
right.
have
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's just because Krishna can do anything, and I know people will misunderstand, but I'm not telling that. I'm not lying.
Yeah.
I'm not lying about Krishna.
Yeah,
I'm telling the truth, because he
Yeah.
can do anything he wants, and and it's transcendental, and it's beautiful, and it's perfect, and it's pure.
Mhm.
Whatever. And I've learned with you, everything that you say, especially now because of being cleared out more,
Mhm.
it's true. It's
Mhm.
true, and it's power. It's powerful. Just
Mhm.
you being there and not even saying anything,
Mhm.
but you being there, you're emanating Krishna, because you hold him so deeply, so deeply, and you're holding that. I can feel your power now, like I couldn't be
Mhm.
before. You just, yeah. You see what I mean? Because you're holding the Lord. You just have to be there. You're the pillar without actually saying anything. You're just being yourself, and you're emanating stuff
Mhm.
to them, and it's just going to go out to them without them realizing, without them fighting with you,
Mhm.
without them putting more blocks up and not actually receiving it, because we've been listening to you. We've been listening to you and listening, and we've been purified, and the truth is emanated to us, and we've been cleared out. It's a natural process. It happens on a higher level without our involvement, really. Krishna's the doer. He's doing that. You're like with all these words. I mean, it's worked for us because we come here and we've accepted you, and we want this, and we want to hear from you. We've seen our growth. I've seen the growth of Lalita and everybody else, and we've seen it working and evolving. We've seen the power coming from you, of the Lord, in us and around us, everything. And they are not coming here. All they do is they see themselves, because you're the mirror. You're the mirror. They see themselves. They blaspheme you, but they're actually seeing themselves. And it's like Krishna is actually, it's like they're blaspheming. Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's because of my upbringing. I don't know. I think I'm a bit. You're very. I don't know. Sometimes my dad said to me, "You talk like you're a sannyasi from India." He said to me years ago, before I met you.
Yeah.
And I kind of do, actually, but now it's truth. Before it was just whatever. But now it's truth, and it's God, and I don't mind being like that. I don't mind being like that, because there's a lot of Indian people that I know, the way they are. They need something like that. They need that juddering. They need that shaking. They need that, and I can. I don't know. Actually, there's loads. I suppose everybody's going to do it their own way. Everybody's going to do it their own way, because I was talking the other day to my family, and they were saying things the opposite of what they do. My uncle was saying, "Oh no, you shouldn't go to the temple," and he goes to the temple. He works at the temple. We don't need to go to the temple. He was agreeing with everything I was saying. He was running things off from the Guru Granth Sahib that's similar to the scriptures, the Vedas. and they were just like, oh my God, I'm listening. They were listening, and they were excited, and they were uplifted, and they were happy. And but I was just like, but they know me, and they know me. Well, they don't actually. Sometimes nice doesn't work. With me, you've been, it seems like you've been harsh with me at times, but I've needed it. I've needed that tutoring. I've needed to, what's going on? I needed to step back and think about what's happening. What is my spiritual master doing? I know that everything that he does, everything that he does is for my benefit, even though sometimes my false ego might block that. But I know since I've been here, you have done everything for my benefit. It's only me that puts all the blocks in the way. But because I know you, I'm with you, I've heard from you, and we're together like this family, and they're not, they just come in and out and do this thing. I think with everybody being pillars now all over the world, here in all the different countries, with all the devotees all over the world, it's like, oh, it's too many. I need to have loads of mouths to tell you what I'm saying. It's kind of a bit confusing. I think friendship with them, it kind of wheels them in, because, and I don't even know if that is people, you be friends with somebody, you reveal more to them, you get more intimate with them as you get to know them, and you tell them deeper things, and they're willing to listen.
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. And that'll happen when the time is right. For you, it's perfect. See, and Govinda, you guys can make friends, and I also make friends. When I'm dealing with people personally, like right now I'm preaching, this is preaching. There's a difference. And then the same thing with the Lord. He was preaching. And then when he went with the sannyasis, and he related to them in the moment, in the thing. And it was another way. So that'll happen when it does. But right now it is what it is. It is what it is. And, so it's not like we got to do anything to happen. It'll happen if it's going to happen. And when I'm here personally with people, it's another way, another aspect of the way God is working. That makes sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And I'm really kind of, especially with what happened at the hospital and being a slave to this body, still being a slave and actually having to go to the hospital and surrender to these people, and they're actually ruining my body. They're forcing me to do things that are because I'm still attached to this body. So I feel the pain. I feel the pain. They're hurting my body. They're hurting me, because they're in this place of, we are going to try and help you, but we're going to hurt you and hurt you and hurt you. It's actually like when we go through the squeeze. We go through the squeeze and we come out. So they are pushing us, physically pushing me and hurting my body and all of these things. And then I'm all right for a little while. And then it happens again. Whereas with us, and I don't want to be in that environment. I don't want them to hurt me, because I know it's not the body, but I still feel it. I still have that consciousness. And they're there really hurting me. Really hurting me. And I'm telling them that you're hurting me, but they won't have it. They won't stop.
Okay, you know what? Maybe talk about this personally with some of the devotees here or something. But I don't think, let's not go there right now with that. Go talk to the devotees personally about this stuff. And, otherwise I kind of feel we're kind of going in this direction. Anyway, Govinda, give us a word. Sorry about that, but it's just not, I don't want to go too much into that right now. You can go and call Lalita or somebody and talk about it, share it with them. Okay, Govinda, what?
I just really relishing. I'm mixing. I'm just mixing your vibration into some of the desert road and some of the sounds of India. So I'm focused but I'm focused in mixing you into. So I'm kind of in that street sounds, and everybody can do this because it's so easy. You're live. We can make mixes as you're live to street sounds, and I'm just learning because it's something I want to do and get into. So that's what I'm kind of doing in the moment. In the moment, I'm taking some beautiful music from the desert road, some of the sounds of Calcutta, and I'm learning how to do the sound, and you know. So it's a devotional service that I don't really know so much about, but I've always had an interest in.
So you're mixing. You're mixing. How are you mixing?
Well, I'm playing a live. I've got a laptop here of desert road sounds. You know, that famous road to India, and some of the sounds of India, and then I'm recording into another device.
Oh, okay.
So you speaking the bhajans of, you know, Chaitanya Lila and about Krishna, I'm recording that into the street sounds. I'm just kind of playing with it. I'm not sure how it's. Yeah, so I'm. Yeah. It's kind of like that, really, and yeah.
Okay, great, excellent.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, good. All right, thanks, Govinda. Okay, Lalita, give us a word.
Yeah, I love that. To be creative for Krishna, when you have talent to make pictures and beautiful colors and nice sounds, and I really love that to glorify the Lord. Yeah, we can use all the tools we have. Everybody has his talent, and if you can use it for the Lord, it's fantastic. If you can use it to preach, actually, to make this mission higher, and to approach people like that, talking about your own experiences, telling the world what you see in things, and what you hear. It works. It really works. It's very attractive.
Yeah.
I wish I had the talent and the technology. Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, good. Excellent. Okay, so Lalita, you can do your little class here, and we'll play the Fanny song. I feel like moving around a little bit now, too.
Okay.
A lot of energy. Okay, I think a lot of us got some energy here. Okay, so song. Hare Krishna.
He would go out at sunrise, chanting, dancing to his name. Haribo, Haribo. He would wake up everyone, rise and rejoice to the name. Haribo, Haribo. Mukunda Madhava, Govinda Hari, Haribo, Haribo. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has come to taste and give away the sweetness of his brain. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Chaitanya